Being from there, it never troubled me as a child that I was ignorant what that name meant. There is people who will tell you the Rood was the name of the tree where they broke the dead god, but I don't think that's to the purpose. Where I growed up, there wasn't many as was swore to the dead god or wrecked his teaching. There was more that cleaved to Dan Drake and his 7 hard lessons, and more still that was like me and had no creed at all. So why would they name a village after something they paid so little mind to? My mother said it was just a misspeaking for Mythen Rood, because there was a big road that runned right past us. Not a road you could walk on, being all pitted stone with holes so big you could lose a sheep in them, but a road of old times that reminds us what we used to be when the world was our belonging. That's the heart of my story, now I think of it. The old times haunt us still. The things they left behind save us and hobble us in ways that are past any counting. They was ever the sift and substance of my life, and the journey I made starts and ends with them. I will speak on that score in its place, but I will speak of Mythen Rood first, for it's the place that makes sense of me, if there's any sense to be found. It is, or was, a village of more than 200 souls. It's set into the side of a valley, the valley of the Calder River, in the north of a place called England. I learned later that England had a mess of other names, including Britain and Albion and UK, but England was the one I was told when I was a child. With so many people, you can imagine the village was a terrible big place, with a fence all around it that was as high as one man on another man's shoulders. There was a main street, called the Middle, and 2 side streets that crossed it called the Span and the Yard. On top of that, there was a score of little paths that led to this door or that, all laid with small stones trod down until they was even. None of the houses was built within 50 strides of the fence. That was rampart law, and never broke. I'm Koli, like I already said. Koli Woodsmith first, then Koli Waiting, Koli Rampart, Koli Faceless. What I am now don't really have a name to it, so just Koli. My mother was Jemmy Woodsmith, that was Basil's daughter, and had the sawmill over by the old Big Hand stream. I was raised up to that work, trained by Jemmy how to catch wood from a live tree without getting myself killed, how to dry it out and then steep it in the poisonous soup called stop mix until it was safe, and how to turn and trim it. My father was a maker of locks and keys. I am dark brown of skin, like he was, not like my mother and my sibs. I don't know what my father's name was, and I don't think my mother knowed it either, or if she did, she never told me. He journeyed all the way from Halifax to put new locks on the doors of Rampart Hold, and he was billeted for the night in my mother's mill. 2 things come of that night. One of them was a brand new lock on our workshop door that would stand against the end of the world. The other one was me. And there's at least one of the 2 my mother never had no cause to regret. So my mother and my father had just the one night of sweetness together, and then he went back home. Halifax being so far away, the news of what he had left behind him probably never got there. Or if it did, it didn't prompt him to return. I come along 9 months after that, dropping out of Jemmy's belly into a big, loud, quarrelsome family, and a house where sawdust settled on everything. The sound of the saw turning was my nursery song, you could say, and my alarum too. The fresh cut wood was stacked in the yard outside the house so it could dry, and the stacks were so high they shut out the sun at noonday. We wasn't allowed to go near the piles of fresh wood, or the wood that was steeping in the killing shed. The first could strike you down, and the second could poison you. Rampart law said you couldn't build nothing out of wood unless the planks had been steeped in stop mix for a month and was dead.